So what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Raider Critique, man. I want to talk a little bit about what we went through since the last time I've been on here. We actually traded Trayvon Mullen. It's about damn time we went ahead and got rid of that guy. He was, I've always liked him, but he couldn't stay healthy. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Tori, NorCal, Herman. I appreciate every single one of y'all, man. I've been having problems with YouTube trying to get it to stream and also link up to OBS. My OBS updated, so it's been kind of weird, been somewhat of a headache, but hey, I am on, and I'm actually able to interact with every single one of you. Now, I want to talk about Trayvon Mullen, man, because Trayvon Mullen, he was one of the cornerstones of this defense for, in years past. Last year, he was only able to play 5 games. We did not see him pretty much all year last year, and we didn't see him at all in the preseason this year. I figured he was probably going to be a lock because we didn't see him. I mean, that was basically the trend on what we were seeing this preseason. The more people that you saw play were the more people who were basically going to get cut, like Kenyon Drake. But I mean, it wasn't a head scratcher. I really wasn't surprised by it, especially with the way that we had certain corners step up, like Nate Hobbs and Sam Webb, and Rocky Sin. I mean, Anthony Averett, they all really stepped up. So it was kind of inevitable, man. I mean, he wasn't making a bunch of money, but he was making enough to where, for him to be on the bench and for him not to be healthy, yeah, it was kind of too much. He was the odd man out, especially with having so many standouts. Here was the big one. Now, this one dropped my jaw because I had no idea that this regime, after cutting Kenyon Drake, would have had the balls to let a dude who had mad issues on this team, but also mad contract issues, which was Alex Leatherwood. And Alex Leatherwood, man, this guy was not everything he was supposed to be. He was a first-round draft pick, 17th overall, and even though at tackle is where he was drafted. Now, if you don't know the story about this guy, I'm sure that there is plenty of information that will tell you all about it. I know that I'm not going to go over his whole damn career. I can say that he was drafted at tackle. He was a better guard. And even then, with the way we have the team set up now, we have a team full of guards. A team full of guards. So keeping Alex Leatherwood really wouldn't have been ideal unless we were thinking about contract. Because I think he was owed $14.1 or $14.4 million. What's going on, Dirty? But for real, this guy was I think he was supposed to make around $14 million. Well, this regime did something that I never thought would have done, man. And they cut him loose. And they pretty much put him on waivers. And surprisingly enough, what saved our ass is that the Chicago Bears went and picked him up yesterday. So, and I mean, it doesn't really, it's not even really about saving our ass, because when you really look at the cap room and whatnot, and I'm going to jump over the cap to where we can look at some of these contracts and the dead money. That I really want to focus on the dead money. But, and as a matter of fact, why don't we just go ahead and hop on over to that now. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to get it set up. First, I want to go over our 53-man roster before we get started on that. And then we're going to go to over the cap, and we can look at the dead money. Because there's actually some guys on this team that I didn't expect to get on here. Give me 1 second here. For some reason, there we are. That's what I need. All right. I hope everybody can see the roster. This is at NFL.com. You guys already know how I feel about NFL.com, but that it's really the best place to get any rundown for a Raiders roster right now. Running back, Amir Abdullah. Didn't even think he'd make the cut. Jonathan Abram at safety. Devontae Adams, Anthony Averett. Jackson Barton. Offensive tackle, number 79. Andrew Billings. Brandon Bolden, who didn't play at all in the preseason. Tashawn Bauer, that defensive end. Britton Brown. Jayon Brown. Darian Butler. Matthew Butler. Daniel Carlson, of course. Derek Carr, A.J. Cole. Lester Cotton. Max Crosby, Divine Diablo, Jermaine Illuminor, who will more than likely be taking the spot at right tackle because he's the one who's been playing the best at right tackle all preseason long and all training camp long. Neil Farrell, Cleveland Farrell, Jonathan Hankins, Deron Harmon, Nate Hobbs, Mac Hollins, Jesper Horsted. I didn't even think he'd make the team. Josh Jacobs, Andre James, Jacob Johnson, Tyron Johnson, Chandler Jones, Malcolm Kuntz, Luke Masterson. He played great all preseason long, man. He deserved to have a spot on this team. Colton Miller, Trayvon Morig, Foster Morrow, Thayer Munford Jr., Belial Nichols, Dylan Parham, Denzel Perryman, Isaiah Polamau, Hunter Renfro, Amik Robertson, Trent Sieg, John Simpson, Jarrett Stidham, Roderick Teamer, DJ Turner, Kendall Vickers, Darren Waller, Sam Webb, Zamir White, Rock Ya-Sin, Alex Bars, Nick Bowers, Nate Brooks, Vernon Butler. Now, I could have swore we released Keelan Cole. Yeah, because it's still got guys on here that we released, man, that we put on the practice squad. Which, yeah, we can go over to that too because I have a backdrop of that as well made. Where's that? Right here. I believe it's the next one over anyway. Yeah, these are the players that we sent to the practice squad. Now, when you look at all these players, the one that like really, broadens my horizons is that Isaiah Polamau is not on the practice squad. He didn't do dick all preseason long. I never really seen him make a play. I saw him make a few tackles. Really don't understand how he made the damn team. But even out of everybody that I listed on my list here, the one surprise is that Chase Garbers went to the practice squad. Bryce Cosby went to the practice squad. Zach Von Valkenburg went to the practice squad. These guys went to the practice squad. I'm glad that we were able to retain them. But these were the ones that we were able to retain here. The ones that we wanted. Which I think it's pretty good. It does leave other teams open to being able to go and pick them up. You know what I mean? But I don't know if anybody's going to go and get Chase Garbers. I hope not. Chase Garber showed a lot of promise, but I'll tell you what, man, in that last game, I think that last game is what did him in on not making the final roster. I don't know if we ever really intended on carrying three quarterbacks, but I am still glad that he is on the team. Now, I was going to look this up, but I've got this new phone here. All right, we got Curtis Bolton, linebacker. Isaiah Ike Brown, cornerback. Bryce Cosby, cornerback. Matthias Farley, safety. Cole Fotheringham, tight end. Chase Garbers, quarterback. Hronis Grasu, center. Jordan Meredith, guard. Bamadeli Olasini, tackle. Dylan Stoner, wide receiver. Myron Tagapavlova, Amosa, defensive end. Zan von Valkenburg, defensive end. Austin Walter, which was that standout running back we got from the Jets, who played very well during the preseason. And then Isaiah Zuber at wide receiver, the wide receiver who had the interception last week against, who the hell did we play? Who was it? No, was it the Patriots? Might have been. I can't really remember, man. It's been such a long, drawn-out week. Really terrible. But everything's been flowing smooth now the football season's back in. Pretty much. These are the guys that we are running with. Now, I want to jump over to Over the Cap, and this is where I wanted to talk about what was going on with the dead money. Now, this is our team on what everybody's making. This is it Over the Cap. All right, our dead money this year in total is $40,220,256. Now, to anybody who really doesn't understand the numbers like myself, all right, that's alarming. That's really alarming. And as a matter of fact, that brings up another fact that, we didn't get a 6th round or a 7th round for Tyree Gillespie because he didn't make the 53-man roster over in Tennessee. And we already owe him $124,836 of dead money that falls against our cap. So we're missing out on that round for Tyree Gillespie, which is kind of the reason why I do believe what we did with Trayvon Mullen, because we regained that 7th round conditional pick that we were going to get for Tyree Gillespie in Trayvon Mullen, and we also got rid of his contract pretty much too. Now, he does also fall on this list at $824,845 right here. We also owe Nick Mullen $692, and we got Alex Bars that we owe $500,000 to, even though he did not make. At least I don't think he made the initial roster. Darius Phillips, which Dirty's one of Dirty's favorite guys, he didn't make the team either. We owe him $295,000. He signed with the Broncos earlier this week. I think it was either earlier today or yesterday. The Keelan Cole didn't make the team. We owe him $150,000, but in total, man, it's right there, $40 million. $40 million. But if you're worried like I am about the numbers, you need to go over to Raiders Allegiance and go watch Lunatic's last video where he breaks down the numbers and pretty much shows you and shows all the rest of us, how much money these teams are actually getting and what the increase is. I believe he said it was $17 million per year as each year that goes by. Now, the team cap space right now, we are sitting at $15,792,000. Right? Now, if we can keep that just like that without having to spend much money on injuries, the cap number is going to go up in 2023, 2024. And we're going to have $32 million in cap space. But anyway, even with all the dead money and everything that we've got going on, and we're still even over here paying some of these guys on dead money during the 2023 season, the 2023-2024 season, that haven't been on the team in almost 2 years, like Carl Nassib and Corey Littleton. It's actually a really good breakdown. Go over to Lunatic's channel and watch that. He breaks it down a whole hell of a lot better than I ever could. And I know it put me at ease even after coming on here and seeing it for myself, but also with what he said and how that build-up works out for these NFL football teams. We're not going to be hurting at all as long as we don't have any type of issues going on with injuries. You know what I mean? Damn, I didn't even show y'all that. It wasn't even over on that one. I'm sorry about that. So anyway, just to kind of give you a recap of everything I was going over, right here is the major number. But this is our cap room right here. And when you go up 1 year, it jumps up another $17 million. You go to the next year, it jumps up another $17 million. So the team's cap room, honestly, that's why I stopped going over numbers, really, because it's really none of my damn business. I think the front office has got this, especially with all the extra free money that the NFL gives the teams each and every year that come about. Price of living does go up, so obviously the price of employment goes up as well. So when it comes to the numbers, you know, that's kind of where we're sitting at. So, I mean, we're sitting pretty, and especially since Leatherwood got picked up by the Bears, that's extra money they don't have to pay, which is actually going to help on that $15 million cap to spend on injuries this offseason. So, I mean, I don't see what the big, you know, I was tripping out at first, but I've seen a lot of people trip out over, you know, over the whole situation and just kind of overreact. You know, I mean, I was tripping until I saw Lunatic's video yesterday. You know, I wasn't tripping, but I was just like, damn, we got rid of Kenyon Drake, and then we turn around and get rid of Leatherwood, and that was, you know, that video dropped, and I was feeling that way before the Bears ever even picked up Leatherwood, and I felt better about it even before the Bears picked him up. I felt really good when the Bears picked him up. That's for sure, because like, oh, hell yeah. We don't have to eat all that money, you know? But this is where it's at. This is where it's at right here. Because this is game week. And it's game week against a team that I absolutely despise. It's the Chargers. Now, if you've been keeping up with my other channel, my gaming channel, you can tell that I've already gotten my ass whipped in the NFL 2K23 mod by these guys 3 times. They've got a really stacked team, okay? Not just in the video game world, but in the real world too. I would say that this is probably our biggest rival in the AFC West right now with the way the rosters sit. It's definitely my most hated rival, but looking on paper with the way this team plays, the way all of these teams play, these are the ones that we got to worry about. Now, you know, I didn't even mention anything about right tackle Illuminor, but yes, Jermaine Illuminor is going to be taking over the right tackle position for this football team going forward. It's basically going to be his job to lose, and he's going to be lined up on Khalil Mack more than likely. It's either going to be Khalil Mack or Joey Bosa in this game right here. So Derek Carr hasn't taken a snap in preseason, but I'm pretty sure that they've been getting their workouts during training camp and, you know, during their off time and whatnot. I hope that this team is ready. With the way that this team looked in preseason with our second and third stringers, you know what I'm saying? They looked like that they were gaining everything when it came to the scheme, and they were very confident in what they were doing. So if our second string's like that, I'm expecting our first string to be absolutely fucking explosive. And I'm expecting to put up massive amounts of points on these Chargers, even with their defense, with what it is. But hey, that corner that they got, what's his name, J.C. Jackson? I don't think he's playing. Now, I could go and look at the injury report. I'm pretty sure I actually recommend everybody to go look at the injury report on game day to go see if he's playing, because I believe that he is on a day-to-day. You know, but I don't foresee him playing, and that's going to be an issue for them if he's not playing, because Devontae Adams is already going to eat him alive. You know what I mean? You could put Derwin James over there on him, but Derwin James, last time I checked, ain't he a safety? You know, or he might be a corner, but I mean, you're going to have him follow Devontae all game long, which is going to leave Renfro and Waller to do whatever the hell they want to do all game long. This could be a very high-scoring game. This could be a very high-scoring game in between both teams, because both teams got high-powered offenses. But I do believe that even with all the additions that the Chargers have made, I still think we have the better defense. I think we have the better interior. You know what I mean? I don't think Austin Eckler is going to be able to run all over this team like he has in years past. I think these guys will be able to stop the run. You know what I mean? And on top of that, it's going to force Justin Herbert to get one-dimensional and have to throw the ball or run for his life. Because with Chandler Jones and Max Crosby coming at you along with Denzel Perryman and this dude Masterson who just appeared on the scene, hey, he might get a pick. You never know, man. So I'm actually looking forward to this game. I really am. I'm looking forward to this game, and that is my brief rundown about week 1. And it's good to see everybody in here. Straight up, man. It is. So how have all of you been? I can actually interact with the chat. This is where I'm going to take this segment to interact with every single one of you. Because I think that, y'all deserve it, man, for stopping in here. It's been quite a while since I've seen so many of you in on one of my lives. And I totally agree with Carlos that the chokers are weak and that for not letting Rilla do his thing. Oh, for real? They didn't let him do anything? Like, hey, elaborate on that, man. What do you mean? What, like he can't go, what, is he not able to walk through the tailgates? What do you mean? But shit, I mean, it's kind of crazy, man. And I was having massive issues with YouTube for some reason because my my OBS updated. It gave me a whole new interface, as you could tell when I was switching over to desktop. But I mean, he can't wear his mask in SoFi. See, that's bullshit, bro. Like now they're even getting commie in the stands, trying to tell you on what the fuck you can wear and what you can't wear. What is this, a WWE event where you can't wear AEW merch in the crowd? It's that doesn't surprise me at all. It really doesn't. Here, I'm gonna highlight that up there. That doesn't surprise me at all. See, and shout out to Rilla, man, for going out there every damn game regardless. I mean, if he doesn't go to this game, I don't blame him. I think it's absolutely fucked up that they're gonna treat him that way. Especially since, Rilla probably paid for SoFi Stadium just in the contributions he's made into the NFL. You know what I mean? So, anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. It's been a pleasure coming on here, and, man, we're back into football season. We're back into football season, and this time, for the first time since 2016, I really feel optimistic. I really feel optimistic about this season and what we're looking forward to. I don't care if we have the hardest division in football. I don't care. Because I think we've got the better team out of all of them. And you saw that massive money that the Denver Broncos already threw at Russell Wilson without taking a regular season snap. That tells you how desperate they are, because they're looking over at the Raiders going, holy shit, we need to find someone to build on and build on now, because they are going to be hard to compete with for the next 5 years. My brother, I've always hated the Chargers. The Chargers are my most hated team, and they have been ever since I became a Raider fan back in '91. There is nothing, the better question to say about that is that there is nothing that they could ever do to ever make me like them. It's because they're the Chargers. They already know Raider fans dominate when it comes to LA. You're not going to have very many, providing Charger fans are starting to come out of the woodworks. They are starting to develop, but they're bandwagon fans. You know, when they start losing again, when they get another quarterback like Billy Joe Tolliver or Fod Rabies or Joe Freeze or whatever the fuck his name was, or, you know, they're just going to all fall off. And the Chargers will go back to their 5 or 6 fans. And not to mention, you know, controversy creates eyes on the product. So if LA can, you know, and the Chargers can get some controversy and get some eyes over there on something like that, it just gets them, it just gets them more publicity. What's going on, Apakasi? It was considered an unofficial mascot. See, now that's where I get, that's where it miffs me. We're not mascots. We're Raider Nation, man. Every day is Halloween over here. You know what I'm saying? It's called cosplay. If homeboy identifies as a gorilla and wants to wear a gorilla suit, then he should be able to. And he should be able to any goddamn where he wants to go. So, you know, I mean, go ahead and keep up with that commie bullshit. It ain't gonna last long. You know, and I'm sure that, you know, Rilla probably, if anything, he probably has legal counsel. He could probably ask him about this. You know, because to me this doesn't sound legal. You know? But hey, I wish luck to Gorilla Rilla in all of his endeavors, regardless on what he decides to do. But yeah, it's definitely petty and it's definitely bullshit. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. And if this is your first time here, don't let it be your last. You know, just like Hammer says, man, don't let it be your last time here, bro. Just hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more Raiders content throughout the season and throughout the off season. Now, we don't do rumors over here because I'm not a rumor mill kind of guy. We tell the truth with intensity, where we don't drink the corporate Kool-Aid, baby, right here on the Raider Critique. You know what I mean? We will talk shit to other people's fans. We will talk shit about how the organization is run, but we will also give praise where praise is due, and I believe that nothing but praise is going to be given to this team for the next 5 years on this channel, especially since I have been giving them hell for the past 12 years on this channel in previous years. So I'm all for it. I think for the first time I am drinking the corporate Kool-Aid, but this Kool-Aid tastes really goddamn good. I ain't gonna lie. So, hey, we're cutting dead weight, man, and we might be catching all types of dead money, but don't worry. This organization went from one of the worst rated organizations at making money to number 8 in one season of being in Vegas. Now that's what I'm talking about, man. This organization's on the up and ups, and I'm just glad that we're all here to witness it. It's Raider Nation for life, man. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and enjoy the game.